But then I could never imagine, with all our advanced technology, the starvation of bodies and minds and the possibility of nuclear winters in our lives. I could no longer remain silent.
Despite her stage fright, Barbra performed live for the first time in over a decade at her Malibu home, raising $1.5 million for Democratic congressional candidates.
I think it's pretty safe to say that sitting in an auditorium listening to Barbra sing is a dream come true for Streisand fans. Just ask Richard Simmons. When tickets went on sale, fans were ready.
The most sought-after tickets in recent history for Barbra Streisand's long-awaited concert tour went on sale on March 27th. Over 5 million calls were attempted in the first hour. In addition, fans waited hours in line for a chance to see the one, the only Barbra.
She's a legend, and it's her first concert in 22 years, and everybody's dying to hear her sing in person. And it's kind of open to everybody. It's not just people who can afford it and who are politically connected or have all the right connections. This is something that everybody, the common folk like ourselves, can go and see her. And that's why I'm really trying to get tickets for my mom back home in Boston and fly her out here, because she's gonna freak out.
I'm here to see Barbra. It's the only chance I've had so far in my lifetime to see her, and it may be the last chance I have to see her, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Can I show you my tickets? Sure. What do you want to know about them? I'm in E4, E3, E2, E1.
When are you going to see her?
Friday night.
Excited?
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great show, and I hope Barbra's feeling real nice that night.
My Barbra tickets. I'm so excited. I've waited so long for these.
You can see my 4 tickets. We love Barbra. I saw her in Central Park many, many years ago. It was really exciting, and I'm excited to see her again. God bless her.
Barbra kicks off her 22 concert performances in London on the 20th, where she will also perform on the 25th, 27th, and 29th. She returns to the States, where she will perform in Washington, D.C. May 10th and 12th. Detroit is next, with concert dates scheduled May 15th, 17th, and 19th. Streisand is then off to California, where she will perform in Anaheim May 25th, 27th, 29th, and 31st, and finishing up June 2nd and 4th. She continues on to San Jose with concert dates June 7th and 9th. Barbra wraps up her concert in the Big Apple with dates scheduled for June 20th, 23rd, 26th, 28th, and 30th.
A reported 5 million calls the day tickets went on sale. In fact, Ticketmaster planned for ticket sales to begin on Sunday to avoid a disruption in phone service in cities where concerts are scheduled. A conversation with Barbra Streisand just ahead.
Show them you're still alive. That was the big one that got me. It was like, they don't know I exist anymore?
I'm Steve Kometko, and he is in Piccadilly Circus in London, England, for Barbra Streisand's historic return to the concert stage. London is the site of opening night of this tour. We've heard about Barbra's incredible music career, but her work in film is just as legendary. Barbra has shown amazing growth in her work, both in front of and behind the camera.
Talk about first impressions. Streisand shared Best Actress honors in 1968 for her film debut in Funny Girl. Her most recent trip in front of the cameras was in 1991 with the acclaimed film The Prince of Tides, which Streisand also produced and directed.
I like to direct movies. It's not about proving anything anymore. I think it's just that what is it I enjoy? I don't enjoy live performances, but I enjoy making records and I enjoy directing movies. But I couldn't do it all the time. Directing a movie really does take a lot of your own personal life away. You don't have much time for anything else but the movie.
The process of putting the picture together was done with Barbra's usual methodical style, starting with her co-stars.
I believe in good casting. That's half the battle, you know. It's much easier for everybody if they're right for the part. I was looking for something to direct. And it's just that the part seemed so right for me. New York Jewish psychiatrist. Just seemed inevitable, like the casting of my own son, you know, how things work out. And I wasn't going to, I really didn't think of using my own son till Pat Conroy suggested it because he saw the picture of him. And even down to his weight, you know, when I said, well, Jason, I think he's like 100, he's very thin. He said, well, Bernard is thin. As a matter of fact, in the book, I describe him as weighing 140 pounds. So I called up Jason and I said, how much do you weigh? And he says, 140 pounds. Why? And it was like, you know, meant to be. What is she trying to survive?
Oh, how the hell would I know?
I think you do.
Come on, Lowenstein, you're supposed to be answering my questions. Why'd she do it?
Something about writing that book made her want to become someone else.
And that was okay with you?
It was not okay with me. I told her unless she resolved her own problems, no one else she'd become would have a chance.
Is this what people pay you to do? Turn him into someone else?
You're not listening to me. You haven't
Oh,
heard
bullshit! What do you think I'm doing here?
The Prince of Tides was the first motion picture directed by its female star to receive a Best Director nomination from the Directors Guild of America. Streisand was also nominated for an Academy Award for producing the film, which in all received 7 Oscar nominations. Making a film can take her away from the spotlight, though.
I forget, because when I go to do a body of work like this, I'm gone for 3 years, you know, so I'm not quite aware of what people are thinking or feeling about me. So it's nice to hear.
What's also nice to hear is what Barbra's co-workers think of her.
Well, the first 5 minutes I had to groove on the fact that I was sitting there with Barbra Streisand, that it was not a typical day in my life. You know, it just wasn't. I couldn't pretend it was. So I had to get used to the fact of I was sitting with someone more as famous as a Statue of Liberty who was sitting across from me. So, you know, I just did that. And I was, and, you know, then, you know, she just plunged into it. She'd give me homework assignments. You know, we had homework assignments. She would say, could you write these 7 scenes? I've never seen anybody work so hard in my life. She works harder than I do.
Barbra was great. Barbra is an actress, and Barbra understands an actress's problems, and that's one of the things that why I was so comfortable with her. I was intimidated at first at the idea of working with Barbra Streisand, you know. I mean, she's a formidable lady, and she was so human and so accessible, and heading this group of men who were very strong, and she knew exactly what she wanted. She was very ladylike in getting it, you know. She never tore the set apart. I mean, I thought she was extraordinary, and she was able to. It's a very hard job to direct. You have to do everything and still create a real ambiance on set and a comfortable, protective place for the actors to work.
No, my son didn't try to kill himself.
Oh, give him time, Lowenstein. Give him time.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh.
God, I'll get you some ice. Oh, jeez.
Oh, I see a big malpractice suit coming out of this, Doctor.
I'm so embarrassed.
What a day. I get dropped by a dictionary and I find out my sister's becoming a Brooklyn Jew.
Here.
Oh, I don't need that. I'd rather act like a man and bleed to death.
Just be quiet and take it.
Oh.
And after you've stopped bleeding, I'd like to take you to dinner.
When the movie was over, after I'd seen it, and so Barbra came and asked me how I liked it, I asked if she'd let me drop to my knees and kiss her behind with a camera present and a photographer that would do that, because I was so relieved that she got all this in. She got all the emotion in the book, because the book felt emotional to me when I was writing it, and the film felt just as emotional.
You can find all of Barbra's work on video. You can also find the music. But what you can't find is a conversation with Barbra. We'll sit down and talk with her when we come back.
You know, judged every time you walk out there. She's fat, she's thin, she's pretty, she's ugly, she's this, she's that. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome back to E's 1 Hour Special, Barbra Streisand, the tour of the century. We're here in London to bring you an inside look at one of the most highly anticipated concert events of our time. We've heard about Barbra's musical past, how she approaches her music, her career. But how does Barbra feel about her own accomplishments and about her fans' expectations?
sometimes when you see somebody you idolize, or a heroine or a hero, you know, then you go, oh my God, he's like so short, or he's tall, or he's funny, or, you know. So sometimes I think that, you know, I hope they're not disappointed.
There's little chance of that. Over the years, Barbra Streisand's career has reached legendary proportions. Still, even with the awards, there's a very real and very vulnerable person here. Streisand